or you have a baby. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Steve. You see, today's weather is so good. That's why I'm filming outside. What I'm going to share with you guys today is about the things you have to be careful when you're renting a house or flat in Singapore. So let's get started. I have been living in Singapore for over 2 years. I do have some experience to share with you guys if you just came to Singapore or you want to stay in Singapore in future. So there's several things that you have to be careful when you're searching for a room or house to live. So talking about the first thing, I know everyone's know that, but people just don't aware of it. It's about the lease agreement, lease contract of your renting. I think a lot of foreigners, when they came to Singapore, they just search for their house, search for their room, and after that they just sign the contract immediately. I understand that it takes so much time to find a good flat, but please don't underestimate any power of contract or agreement. It will be very useful when some things happen. And more importantly, a contract or agreement can protect yourself from being scammed or any unfair things happen. So you have to be careful when signing a contract. So what kind of things that you have to be careful when signing a contract? So the first thing, of course, everyone noticed that, is about the amount. Why do we have to state the amount there? I mean, it's normal to have people to forget things, right? Sometimes it's so busy and you may forget the amounts that you have to pay. So at that moment, this contract is really important. So for the second thing is the lease term, which is also really important. Because when you want to do an early termination, you have to understand about the lease term, or else your deposit will be gone. I mean, basically, these two things usually being written in the contract. But there is something that you have to write it down on your contract. So what is that? It's about the early termination. A lot of you guys usually forget these things because they believe that they find a great flat, they find a great houses, and they don't believe that they will have early termination. However, things change every day. So maybe tomorrow you want to change an environment and you want to move to another city. Or you have a new job and you want to live near your company. Or suddenly you have friends comes and you want to live with them. Or you have a baby. So in this situation, early termination terms are really important. So what is an effective early termination term? It's easy. Let's say you have 1 year lease term, and after 6 months, you want to do an early termination. And you may have to state that if you finish 50% of the contract, then you can get back your deposit after 6 months. So term is like that. Or if the landlord doesn't agree with it, you can at least get part of the deposit, which can also minimize your loss. So early termination is really important for your contract. The next one is also essential for your contract. It's about who will be responsible for repair or replacement of the furniture or electronics. If you are living in a house for over 2 years, things, especially electronics, is easy to be broken or damaged. So in this moment, who's going to pay for it is really important. So you have to say that if something goes wrong, who is going to be responsible for it? So after this finish, another thing is whether visitor or pet is allowed in your house or room. I mean, this is one of the things that people may forget as well. Some people may have their pets, their cats, their dogs. Some people want to bring their friends to their room or their house. But if the contract doesn't state that, then maybe you will have trouble. Number 5, state that when you have to pay for the rent and the payment method. So I recommend you guys don't use any cash payment, because you don't have any receipt after you paid the rent. If something goes wrong, again, you will lose a lot. So apart from the contract, you also need to take care of the furniture and the electronic. You have to double check all the things in case anything is broken or damaged. You're supposed to receive an inventory list. So this list can help you to double check all the things inside the room. In case anything is damaged, you have to tell the landlord, you have to tell the agent that they have to repair it first before you live in the house. And there are some things you must check it. The first thing is about the shower head. Sometimes the shower head got a very strong water pressure, or sometimes got very weak water pressure. You have to tell your landlord whether you like it or not, and you have to tell them if you don't like it, you have to maintain it first before you enter the room. Another thing is like drawer, windows. You have to test all the drawer and windows to test their lock, to test whether they are smooth or not. If not, tell your landlord as well. And after that, washing machine and toilet are also important to check it. Sometimes the washing machine doesn't work, or sometimes your toilet doesn't work. Please remember to try your toilet before you sign the contract. It's really important because I also got experience that my toilet doesn't work. When I try to flush the toilet, the water coming out from the bottom, which is so scary. And I have to tell the landlord to fix it first before I sign the contract. And the final things you have to double check is your access card. How many access cards do you have? Is it broken? Is it dirty? You have to double check it as well, because sometimes the access card is curved and after you use few times, the access card doesn't work. So it's really important to double check your access card whether it is in a good condition or not. So again, remember to take photo if you find anything is damaged or broken. So after you've signed your contract, remember to wash your air conditioner every 3 months. The government say that you have to do it, so remember to do it and keep the receipt. And last but not least, if you're living in HDB, please make sure that your name is registered as an authorized tenant in HDB website. It's also one of the regulations from the government, so you have to follow it. Do you have any good or bad experience regarding renting house? Please comment below to let me know. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. I will see you guys in next video. Bye bye.